2. Now what it's saying in there is that I haven't got enough quantity. So it's saying quantity cannot be more than the number of units in stock for that location. So it's not going to let me move 200 of them. So instead of doing this, we're actually going to book some stock in. So I'm going to close this form down without saving. And I'm going to do a new stock adjustment into location 1 for my 1 GB of RAM. Okay, so that's moved some stock in. Now what I'm going to go and do is an internal movement again for my 1 GB of RAM. And I'm going to try and move 10 of these from location 1 to location 2. This time it's all happy, there's no red cross there, and I'm going to just save this internal movement, gets an int type transaction for an internal movement. If I then double click on the RAM, what we should see is that it now shows in location 2 for a quantity of 10. Now what I'm going to do is create another internal movement. For 5 RAM from location 2 back to location 1. So in here I need location 2. Just select that one again. Okay, so I'm going to move 5 RAM back from location 2 back to location 1. I'm going to save that. And then if I view the ledger again for my RAM, okay, what we'll then see is that it goes back in to the same opening balance transaction that it came from. Basically the 5 don't go back in as separate, it just goes back onto that 90, so I've now got 95. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is create an assembly. Now I've already got an assembly item created, which was our bike item, which is obviously made up of various components. So I'm going to go into the bike item and I'm going to say that we're going to build 10. Now this isn't manufacturing by any stretch of the imagination, it's just basically a way of putting some top level item in stock and withdrawing the components out of stock. So down here it will show if we're short of any quantities. If I just save this assembly, and then we can view the journal for the assembly as well, so we can see everything that it's doing. You can see all the components that it's taking out and the top level item that it's putting in. So if I now double click on the bike and have a look at the item ledger, we should now see that we've got 10 in stock from the build. And if I have a look at the ledger for one of the component items, what I should find is that it's showing that we took 10 out on a build. So there's our opening balance coming in, putting the stock in to start with, there's a 10 coming out, so we've now got 90 left in stock. Okay, what we're now going to do is transfer some stock between 2 warehouses again, which is a stock transfer. We're going to new stock transfer, and we're taking it from main and going into the London warehouse, and this is for some bullets, and we're going to move 5 bullets to location 1 of our London warehouse. So going from location 1 of main warehouse to location 1 in our London warehouse. We can only move what we've got in stock in this as well. Okay. Next thing we're going to have a look at is the profit analysis. So if I go into the profit analysis screen here, I'll just open this up large. Now what this is basically showing us is when we're selling our goods, how much profit or loss we're making on each of the items. So we've got a gross margin and a margin percentage as well. So we've got filters on the right hand side here where we can filter it maybe just for one customer. So what we'll do is just show what profit or loss we're making for one customer. So if I just get rid of the filter again, then we can see the profits or losses that we're making just for that one customer. And that concludes the inventory transactions video. The next video will look at banking transactions.